most importantly, tonight, I am trying to have a conversation with the youth corps member before I discuss my detention experience, which most of you want to hear about. So I've invited Raye to join us, and I also have here Chichi, who is joining me. Also, I've invited Tanya, who's one of our guys here. So it's gonna be we'll try the best we can to make this happen as quickly as possible, so that we can do other things. It's been a long day, and we have people joining us from all over the world, anyways. So I am going to I've invited you if you're there. Um, I'm Ray. I'm going to invite Chichi as well to this any moment from now. Chichi. Oh, good, yeah. So Chichi, I'm going to invite you. I'm sure you're hearing me. All right. Okay. I've invited you. I've invited Tanya. I've also invited Ray. So my challenge is finding out a so. But I hope you guys are. Okay. This is going to be a little bit of a challenge because there is noise on both sides. Okay. I think I see someone. Is that Chichi or Amre? Okay. So I'm just waiting for her to join us. And we're just going to talk about her experience with the NYC because we are going to take this up, honestly. And we're thinking already about action in a few days. I was just coming from an outing with some of our colleagues in Abuja where we had a meetup, and people are very eager to have an action at the NYC office tomorrow already. But we want to hear from her what's been going on before we take the next step. So just I'm still waiting on you, Amre. If you're there, let me know when you join so that I can accept you. Can hear from you directly. I've invited uh, Ray. I will be expecting her, please. So, but before you guys, before we hear from her, do you know that she was a youth corps member, the National Youth Service Corps member, and earlier this year she criticized the president's terrible economic policy, and they went after her. We showed up at her job, or at her employer's place in Lagos, and they seem to have withdrawn the aggression against her. But as it turned out, they were not. They had not given up. So when she tried to complete her NYC recently, which was as recently as last week, she was denied her certificate. And when the uproar was loud, they issued a statement this evening saying that she was not given a certificate because of biometric data issues. We have looked at it and known that it's not true. They said she didn't do her biometric for April, and because of that, they're extending her NYC for 2 months. If someone didn't do biometric for 1 month, so what's the essence of? It's just a matter of correcting that biometrics. As long as you can prove that she did show up at work, I everybody understand why this is all about. And even this evening, before I got on online, seen a statement from Femi Falana, SAN, and he described this as what had happened before. I think in 1986 or thereabouts, when another UCO member was punished for not shaking hand with the military dictator. The name of that guy was Bamidele Atru. He's late now. He refused to shake hand with the military administrator in Niger State because he said he didn't believe in military rule. The same thing happened to me when I was in NYC in 1996. 10 years later, they also seized my NYC certificate. Until today, I don't have an NYC certificate. It was a same. I was criticizing the military dictatorship at that time. When I stepped up to collect my certificate, they said I should go and see the DSS, and I was arrested and detained for a week. Ultimately, I was released, but my NYSC certificate was never given to me. I even took them to court. They said you can't challenge them in court. I have to go and exhaust the internal mechanism for fighting against the NYSC. So, but I don't really need it. But it's not to say that I don't deserve it. Those are two different things. So I'm still waiting to hear from Amray. I've invited her. Maybe I should do the invite one more time. I hope she got the invite because we had an agreement that she'll come on tonight. Okay, I've invited her again. So Amray, if you're there, just accept the invite so that we can hear from you. People are very eager to hear from you, and you don't have to be afraid. You have all the great people of this country behind you, and we're here to ensure that we take up your fight. Your fight is not just for you; it's for everybody. It was because of what you did that youth corps members today are getting paid 77,000 naira. So, I think you should be proud of whatever it is you did at that time, and it is our own duty to take this fight as our fight as well. So I am still expecting Amray. I don't know if she's finally joined us. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Is that Chichi or Amray?
It's Raye.
Huh?
It's Raye. It's Raye. I'm
All
just
right. Okay,
in the
right.
dark.
Thank you. You're
Yes.
welcome. Thank you very much for
Thank you.
joining me. Yes. Just take us through what happened again so that people who are listening and watching can understand where you're at regarding your NYC discharge certificate. Can you take us through this, please, quickly?
So I just saw the news this evening whereby the DG was saying that the reason why I wasn't given a certificate is because I didn't do my clearance. And I kind of feel like I expected that at least, even if it's for once, they would try to conduct a proper research to know why I didn't do the clearance in the month of April, because it is such a coincidence. Why is it the same month of April that everything happened and you feel like coincidentally this person did not do her clearance? Now, the thing that happened behind the scenes is what they are not saying is that I didn't do the clearance not because I was absent, but because I was denied the right to do it.
Okay.
I was present there on my scheduled date, which is on Monday, April 7th, the CDS date as well. People who also do their clearance on Mondays, they should know I was present there to do the clearance, and the LGI, she just wouldn't let me do it. I stayed there for, I think, about 6 hours from 8 a.m. to I think like 1 or 2 p.m. thereabout, and she wouldn't let me clear. And at the end of the day, I ended up having an absent. Mind you, when I was there, I was literally pleading with this woman, and she said, due to the query that I had during the whole saga, I needed to come with medical report and all. But this medical report, it is not mandatory for someone to use it to clear. It is clearly said that if you want to clear, you have to come with your monthly clearance slip from your PPH that you were working, right? And you also have to come with a printout, which I went there with the requested document that every single copper goes there with. I went there with it. When I told her that I'm here with the document that I've always been coming with, which they request all coppers to come with, I'm here with it. So you cannot tell me not to clear because this is not right. She now said, in fact, I should give her the document. So when I gave her the document, I was expecting that, okay, maybe she'll finally like clear me and let bygones be bygones. But then that was the time that she now seized the document and told me to get out of her sight, that she wasn't going to clear me.
Who was
That's
this particular person?
Mrs. Abella, Veronica Abella. She's the
That was
LGI
your
for
LGI person.
Yes, exactly. And
Was that the same person that we tried to meet who they said was
yes,
missing the day we went to
exactly.
school?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So I just felt like genuinely every single thing was they obviously knew that they couldn't hold me with what I had said. Nobody on the internet is a dummy. They know this. They couldn't hold me, and they were looking for a way to do this. And when they saw the opportunity, they seized it. And genuinely, I did not want to like come at that time and tell you that this is what they are doing to me at my place of at my LG local government, because I didn't want it to go viral again. I wanted to just lay low because I was very exhausted from everything. And I was hoping that when I face the jury, I will report her to the jury and say, this is what she did to me that caused an absence. But the thing is, when I faced the jury, they weren't listening to me. I kept telling them that this is what she did to me, but they weren't listening
So,
to me. They kept,
so did you set up a panel?
yes, they set up a panel, which is the
And was a
jury.
panel to discuss why you didn't do clearance or why you criticized the president?
They,
People like
they
to know.
discussed, they did not even discuss that at all. They did not even make it a topic. Instead, they were making different things their topics. Even when I told them that I was receiving a topic, instead they were making different things their topics. Even when I told them that I was receiving, and they were not listening to me. They were now like, why didn't you try again? Why didn't you try again? But I said I was denied. What do you mean try again? Would I have sent my twin to
How
come and
many
try again?
people were in that panel? Can you tell us?
I can't count, but I think there should be like 8. Yeah, around 8.
Oh, they had it. This was in April.
No, this was the time when they gave me that the news broke out about them giving me extension.
Okay. So was
Yeah.
there any
So
time
when I
until you went out to get your NYSC certificate? Was there any time they wrote you officially or informed you that you are going to get the 2 months extension?
never
Okay.
They have never done that. Even when the news came out, when they told me the news and it came out, I saw a news saying that they haven't decided this or what. I'm like
Yeah.
I'm confused at this point.
I remember
And
seeing the
now they are coming out to say
Punch newspaper.
yes. And now I'm coming out to hear that I missed 1 month clearance. And I'm so surprised because this is something that you would, if the DG was in sync with his department, he would have clearly known that this person.
Sorry, I think we're losing you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I think network here is bad.
Okay, but I can hear you now. If so, you can keep going. Hello.
Yes, hello, I can hear you.
Okay, so go ahead, please.
Okay, so I said the fact that they did not back check and see that this person is actually a victim of abuse of power. Someone who had the power refused this person to clear, and you couldn't fact check that. But I think everyone is so used to people serving extra time in Nigeria. There are students who are in university, they are doing an extra year because a particular lecturer don't want them to graduate. So
Yeah,
when the 2 month extension came, people are so used to that. And people were like, just do the extension, just humble and do the extension. But it's not right. You're
yeah.
stagnating my life because of anger, and you're trying to bully me. You're giving me a punishment because you're angry. It's not right to stagnate someone like that.
It's very
It's one thing.
true.
Yes, it's one thing if I was absent. If it's one thing if I did not go there. It's another thing for you to keep me there for 6 hours and not allow me clear and still come out and lie that I was absent. I wasn't present to do the biometrics. It just doesn't make sense to me.
So let me just reverse it, mate. About when you met the panel. Did the panel ever ask you about why you criticized the president, or they were just more about, oh, you didn't do clearance? I don't think many people.
They were more concerned about why I didn't do clearance. And I kept explaining to them and explaining to them and explaining to them. And it was just like they weren't hearing me
They didn't want to listen to your
at all.
excuse. Yeah.
At all.
So they
That was
are
when I
also claiming.
realized that
They are still claiming, the NYC is claiming today that they are doing the same thing to 131 coppers who didn't do
exactly. I
biometric
saw
clearance.
that and I laughed.
Is that
And
true?
I'm imagining, I'm not aware of 131 coppers. They are the ones that have the data. But in
Yeah.
that 131, I'm imagining how many persons are actually doing the same punishment that I'm doing. How many
Yeah.
persons are there because someone abused their power and is making them stagnated and they can't come out to speak up. I have the platform and I have the right to come out and say this is what these people are doing to
Absolutely.
me. So if
Absolutely.
they like and if they like, they should say it's 500 people that are suffering the same punishment she's suffering. It doesn't make it right.
Absolutely.
It means
Absolutely.
it means you're delaying over 500 persons. It doesn't make
And
it right
and
because
they could have,
it's not like
they could have punished 130 people just so that they can explain away why they are punishing you. These
that's
people can
up to
crash.
them.
They can crash a plane just because of one person.
they have the power. They can obviously do that, because right now it just doesn't make sense to me that you're saying that, oh, she's not the only one facing that punishment. I want to hear the other people that will say I was present and my LGI refused to clear me,
Yeah.
so that we can see what these people are really doing to Nigerian youths behind the scene.
Well, let me say to you that we are really proud of your consistency and your courage. What most people don't know, and which I know, and I will reveal here today, is that you are the reason why copper started getting 77,000 naira. And after your issue, I actually went to the NYSC to submit a letter also, so that they release my NYSC certificate that is seized in 1996. And I met the NYC DG. I wasn't expecting to meet him. I just said I want to see him. He allowed me to meet with him, and I raised your issue. This was shortly after, I think a week after we followed you to NYC, and he mentioned that if it was not for this, I'm saying this truthfully, and this is the first time I'm revealing this to the public, that if it wasn't for you, uh, that he had already put in as of January or before then, I think it was like as far back when he came and they had put in the request for the increase. But it was when this your issue came up that they quickly called him from the Ministry of Finance. He even told me that they were going to pay back pay. I mean, they were going to pay, arrears, but which they eventually didn't do. But he told me in a one-on-one meeting, and I told him that, well, you should get the national award, and he laughed over it. He said, you know how the system works. I'm surprised and shocked because I warned him then that he should not try to punish you, and he said they're not going to make any mistake like that. But this is obvious. I'm just saying it to everybody that your being punished this time around has nothing to do with your biometric clearance. It has something to do with what they saw as your political effrontery to question the president, who in their minds, and in minds of everybody who works for the Nigerian president or Nigerian government, they see them as emperors that should not be challenged. So I just want you to know that and to be at least be proud of what you did and not to be afraid or worried. There's nothing, the worst they can do is what they've done. And I've seen your video, which has gone viral about what happened. You at least made an attempt to collect your certificate. The only luck that you had that I didn't have was that when I attempted to collect my certificate, I was arrested and detained by the DSS for a week, between the DSS and the intelligence officer at the Air Force in Yola, Adamawa State. But the good news today is that people are hearing from you and people are going to take action on your behalf. I don't know if you've seen that Femi Falana, SAN, has issued a statement, and a lot of Nigerians are behind you. Already, we're just coming from a meeting in Abuja where people are already even declaring that we should go and storm the NYC tomorrow. We're going to get back and decide on that. But I appreciate because I met you personally, and I know that this wasn't something that you did out of malice. You did it for the love of your country. What you did is national service. That is why, regardless of how many people did this service, you are the only one everybody's talking about. And I hope you continue to serve your country in good conscience, which is what you did. So, has anybody reached out to you ever since this happened, by the way, apart from your legal team?
Not at all.
Okay. So, but there are no fresh threats.
No, not at all.
Okay. Well, we just want to, if you have anything else to add, please, because there's a lot of people listening to us here. I think I have about 422 people on live here on Instagram, and I have several other persons. I have about 2,000 people listening on our platform, and I think we have quite a good number also on Twitter Space. I think this is also being broadcast on Twitter Space. There's about 240 people listening. Of course, whenever this is happening on Twitter Space, there's a lot of anonymous listeners. So is there any other thing you want to add to this? I know you say you're tired. You don't even want to deal with
I
this. You didn't even
genuinely
want to say it. Yeah.
Yes, that video I posted, I genuinely, the caption in that video is stated that I did not want to talk about it. This is an incident that happened to me on Thursday, and I said on Saturday, I just said, you know what, why not I come and talk about this? Just the same way I felt the very first day that I made that video, and I said, why not talk about this? And I made that video very short, just to highlight what I was going through.
Yeah,
And of course, I've been seeing them debunking it, saying she didn't do it. And some people are saying you missed it. Some people have even started harassing me again in my comments and DMs. You missed it and you're lying. But there's a difference between missing something and being denied the access to do something.
absolutely,
If you're being denied the access to do something, it's because the access to do something.
absolutely.
If you're being denied the access to do something with that 33K, before no, because I have friends that are coppers, and not everyone is positioned the way I'm positioned.
Yes.
I know them borrowing and taking loans up and down. So I don't have any regrets. That's the thing I would say. I don't have any
Well,
regrets.
that's what I was going to say next. That you should have no reason to be regretful of your
I don't
actions.
have a single regret because I
Yes,
know where I'm headed, and I know that where I'm headed, nobody can limit that, you know. And
fantastic.
all I'm saying is I just feel like at least once in our lifetime as Nigerians, they should stop using their power to abuse people and stagnating the lives of youth just because of their upset or something. Just the same way lecturers are stagnating the life of youth in the university by giving them extra year. You come to NYC, they do the same thing to you. It's just
Yeah,
like every single state that you're a youth,
and your
you feel
employers
this.
do the same thing to you if they can. So
Exactly, they won't promote it.
that's if you get
Exactly,
a
the
job.
circle is just rotating. The circle is just rotating, and it's just making everything toxic. And I'm so fed up. And that's why I said, you know what, let's just talk about this thing once and for all. And honestly, I don't really think I care that much anymore.
Well, you should care because you've taken action that has changed lives. We're not saying it because it is you. I know about it. As I told you, I'm revealing for the first time that after we had an outing in Lagos, I met with the NYCD, who, by the way, comes off as somebody very nice. But you know, Nigerian officials are always very cunning when they get into power or when they have power. If you meet this guy one on one, you think that he can't even drink water. He looks very nice. He's very soft spoken, even though he's a military guy. Uh, he looks very nice. He's very soft spoken. And for your information as well, Femi Falana SAN has said if in setting out an agenda for the country, you've done it, and I hope my own appeal to you is not to let go. Don't say because oh this is no big deal to you, you should not get involved in Nigeria matters anymore. No, the country needs you and humanity needs your
I
courage. So
genuinely don't want to get involved most of the
I know
time.
I think you said this even that's why you didn't talk to someone of us when they were doing this to you. You said you sent a message to me when I was trying to find out if you had done your NYC when I saw there was a major personal parade that you don't want to get us involved in this anymore. You did say that. But I'm just telling you that it's not about you. It's about humanity. If you say this doesn't concern you because maybe you're doing well and you don't need the certificate, they will do it to another person. But if we use your own example as a way of stopping them, it will not happen to other people. Like you said, like I told you, they told me outright that it was your struggle that led to the payment of 77,000 thousand naira to NYC as allowances. And
Okay.
you might even feel bad today that those your colleagues that you fought for, no one of them is. They might even be the ones hired to be harassing you on social media. It might be some of them, but hey, it doesn't matter. You've done what is great, and we stand with you, and we will always stand with you. And they will hear from us very soon. But if you have any other thing to say before we go to our Twitter space, please feel free.
No, I'm good. I just look forward to seeing how this ends out.
It's going to end well. It's going to end well for you and for everybody who, in good conscience, wants justice. We'll make sure that justice is done. If we don't get it soon, they'll meet us in court. But just keep safe, keep your chin above, I mean straight, and we'll again, I just want to let you know that we're proud of you. we'll get back to you soon. Thank you so much for coming.
All right. Thank you, Sam. Do have a good night.
You too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think you're hearing us on Twitter. I don't know if you're hearing me. I just finished an interview with Raye. I didn't know how to pronounce her name properly initially, but she's a youth corps member whose this child certificate was seized by the NYSC, and that they have not come out and said it's because she didn't do clearance, which is bollocks. So I don't know who is moderating. Would that be you, Civic Space? Chichi, okay, all right.
Yeah, that would be Chichi, yeah.
All right. So, thank you so much, guys. We're back. I hope you guys can hear us because I was using another phone.
Yeah, we heard you loud and clear, sir.
All right. And those who are watching from across several platforms, about 3,000 of them watching that, 3,224. And we still have consistently about 300 people on Instagram direct. And so you guys take it away. If there are questions, suggestions, and if there's anybody who also would like to be part of the planning for the NYC struggle, please let us know now. Thank you.
Alrighty. We have Adekunle. Good evening. Adekunle, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Nigerians. Yeah, my president. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Adekunle. Thank you for coming.
Yes, sir. I just want to add a contribution to the discussion you had with Rita just now. The day we went to Etiosa, I know you can remember very well.
Yes.
I was there with you and the other team. I was there very early before you guys came. There was a cafe before the entrance of that local government, and I just went there to just sit down and look around. But people that were there, that were in the shop, they were talking about the one that is heading that very department.
Yes. That
woman that called Rita the other time and threatened her to take down whatever she has posted online.
Yes.
And with the way they are portraying the woman, they said this woman is a very wicked person. And they said if any one of them miss any PPA, the least you will collect from them is 100K. And
wow.
When you hear this kind of ridiculous comment about people misusing their office, you feel like, when is all this going to stop?
So in addition to being wicked, she's also, corrupt. It makes sense that anybody who's wicked will be corrupt. So she actually does take money from people to...
Yeah, that day, they didn't know who me I am. They just
they
feel free that they were talking with themselves. Yeah, they were just talking within themselves, and they were complimenting what they were saying together. Even some people even witnessed it, some people even verified it. And the thing was just so, it's very bad on Nigerians. And people have been so relent to the point that they can't even fight for themselves. They will just feel like, let me just have this thing and let me go. That's their problem. Whereas it's hurting them.
Yes. Well, thank you.
That she took the courage.
Yes.
That time, in fact, she, as you said, I don't know, she needs courage, because this thing is someone for
she has, I have to tell you, she has incredible courage for her to keep going up till now. Several people would have given up at this point, and not for someone like her who doesn't have an activist background like the rest of us, they would have given up. I didn't know that she was actually doing her PPA, her personal parade this week. Even if I did, I was in detention. So, but if I knew, I was going to join her. It's a serious thing there. Anyways, TG, you can take the reign of conversation once again.
Well, in case she just any other thing from people in Lagos, I believe we can mobilize and get by our
I was going to say that we should not limit it to Abuja. I think we should still go back to maybe go to the state secretariat in Lagos, in Surulere.
Yes, the one in Surulere. You know, we were about to go to Surulere that day before you said the lawyer said we should just hold on and then wait for their action since they didn't come to their office when they knew we were around. So anytime we will stand up and be with her. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Adekunle. All right, Chichi.
Thank you, Adekunle. Thank you. Please go down. If you want to make a submission, ask questions, please raise your hand up, and we'll be having 3 minutes each. And this space will be holding for 2 hours max, just due to time and how busy Mr. Sowore has been and everybody else. Unfortunately, on my own time, it's already Monday, so I'm sorry in advance.
Yes.
I think we'll dive straight into the police matters. What's been happening with Mr. Sowore, the injustice that have been served. But I think we have Engineer OJ first, so we'll probably give him time to speak, and then we'll dive into the police matters.
Yeah.
Okay, Engineer.
Thank you so very much, and as always, my eternal appreciation to my admirable leader. Also revolutionary greetings to Comrade, and good evening, Nigerians. I will be very brief, but after listening to the courageous young lady, it turned my mind back to the reflections I had, and a very replica of that when I was in my first degree. When a lecturer tried to, intimidate a female student and wanted to have the carnal knowledge with her, and she confronted me and expressed her dilemma, and I confronted the lecturer and banged on his table, and 2 years later, my script as the best student in the department division, but the script came out a week after that. Was quite a frustrating and stagnating one, because I have to, in my own nature, I have to confront, everyone I ever have to come across about my, a dilemma, my predicament. And the same situation is here with this young, bravious, and courageous Nigerian, youth corps member, which the shameless, National Youth Services, has, become a constitutional shame to the Nigerian people. The very purpose in which the institution was formed, has they are now dining and going, opposite to that. The unity, the love they should spread, they are now becoming the monster against the life of the Nigerian youths and graduates. Unfortunately, this story, is 1 in a million. I will say, the plight of the Nigerian graduates that are doing the National Youth Service. And I have said severally, without any apologies to anybody, that this institution, should be scrapped.
I agree with you too.
I will say that. I will say that I appreciate her courage. I appreciate she has really emboldened a lot of Nigerian people, and she should keep on the good work and shouldn't be scared of anybody. We are here. We have made statement. Our leader have made statement. We have told the line, and we have criticized. And this institution, the NYSC, should be scrapped. The NYSC, infringing on the constitutional right of these courageous, Nigerians, is abused and a breach of our constitution. And I think that lady, should be sacked and also make a demand for a resignation. She doesn't deserve to be an official of that institution. I believe also that as we make progress, we'll be able to make our contributions to ensure that all that we plan work out very, very well. My appreciation to all comrades for what you are doing. Great work.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I just want to, before the moderator shows up, we'll get back on. I wanted to say that I support you that it's either we scrap the NYC, but if we keep it, it should be non-compulsory. Nobody should be forced to serve. If I'm president or when I'm president, the NYC will remain only if you want to do it, and I'll make it a job corps where you're gonna train maybe to be a teacher or something else for 2 years, and we pay you whatever is paid to anybody, and people come there and hire you because you have been able to improve your skills or sharpen them. So is that we scrap it or we change the entire configuration of the NYC. And apart from the NYC is waste of national resource. The reason they said they set up NYC was to bring unity as a result of the Civil War. That is no longer happening. And now there's an civil war going on. So the NYC has outlived its usefulness, if you ask me, completely. So thank you so much for your submission, Engineer OJ. I know I'm supposed to speak next about my police experience, and I'll do that, but I don't know if the moderator has something else to say. And I think we're all agreed that we're only doing 2 hours today, so because it's been a long day, but I want to quickly go ahead and talk about my police experience because it's an ongoing concern. Go ahead, please, Chichi.
Yes. The NYSC program, I've said the same thing as you said, my leader, that it's either NYSC is stopped or it is revamped into something. It shouldn't be a compulsory thing.
Yeah.
It should be where you finish school or you finish uni, you go in there, get some training and get into work straight away.
Yeah.
And not there. It's waste of time, energy. There's so much more you can be doing with your time and be learning something that can grow you.
Yes.
What's happening with NYSC. But yes, I think I'll suggest we go straight into police matters so that I'm sure everybody's eager to hear what's been happening with you. We're all panicking, we're all stressed. So please.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think I was out today and I told some of the story, and it's just the same thing. It's important to provide the background that I first got arrested by the police around 1992 at the University of Lagos, where we were doing, I think, Babangida Moscow. And it was a brutal experience. We were arrested, packed inside a cell, and the tear gas. We passed out. And then few days later, the school was closed after that, and I was expelled from the university alongside 47 students. They used to be known as Union Lag 47. So that's my first taste of police brutality direction. But before then, when I was 10 years old, you guys must have heard a lot about my experience growing up, where the police came and invaded our village. The same kill and go police. So between then and day before, I think I've had some 20 encounters with the police. Very brutal encounters. It's always the same. Torture, uh, framing you up and lying against you. It's always the same. They lie against you, just like they did ceaselessly in the last 2 days now. The fact that I engaged in cyber crime. So when I was there on Wednesday, I confronted them to provide the petitions. And if any one of you saw the petitions, you understand why they didn't provide them in advance. Very laughable, foolish petitions, which was that one was that I forged police wireless document, which they sent out, which when we asked them what it was, turns out it's the same thing. But because I inserted panic over it, they said it was forgery. And then the second was an allegation that I was cyber stalking the IG's mistress. That's his PSO3, the woman that was promoted over and above others. Even though she's only served for a few years, she's where some people haven't gotten in 30 years, and she's only done between 10 and 15 years in the police force. Very powerful lady. Everybody attested to it. So those were the only two reasons. And when we got there, they when they showed me the petition, that was after a lot of altercations. They even physically rough-handled our lawyers and threw them out of the room. And they asked me to write a statement. I said, "No, I've not written a statement since 1992, and I don't have to. You can elect to write a statement or not. It doesn't stop the police from carrying out their trial or investigation." Uh, so, so they decided to detain me, and the time they decided the detention was around 3 p.m., but I wasn't sent into a detention until about 9 p.m. And I slept, even though it was a terrible cell. It was a big stench. I was gagging on the urine stench from the place. I hadn't seen that. There was no light in the cell. There was only one guy who was crying. There was a POS operator whose wife and daughter, the child, was arrested and detained for 4 days before he showed up. So he was just there, just moaning and crying. You know how these people are. And I talked to him, calmed him down, and I went to sleep on a mattress they provided. And they also did allow me to buy a whole bottle of Dettol, which I threw in the bathroom where the stench was coming from because I couldn't just deal with it. And I go to police detention pretty frequently, but this was terrible. Um, so by 6 a.m. the next morning, they came and called me. First, it was the guy in charge of the cell. They called them cell guards, who came and woke me up and said the IPO and some police officer had come to take me to court. And I was curious. I asked him what time it was because they had taken my watch. I mean, they had taken my phone. I don't have access. He said it's 6 a.m. I said, which court is open at 6 a.m. in Nigeria? He said, I don't know. So I told him, go and call the IPO to come and explain why we are going to court at 6 a.m. My hunch was that maybe they even want to drive me to another state, which is not beyond what they would do. But I wasn't going to leave my cell at 6 a.m., not having access to or contact with my lawyers, and also seeing the charges. So it came back and said the IPO doesn't want to come to the gate, and that I should just get myself ready. So I went back to sleep. I'm like, you guys are not ready if you can't bring the IPO and you can't let me talk to my lawyers or let me see the charges. So I laid back, and then suddenly some 8 policemen led by a CSP who has not been identified. His picture has been identified, but I don't know his name yet, but I'm sure we'll get it soon. About 8 of them, armed just rushed into my cell and said I should, just as CSP kept backing at me. Get out of the bed, you're following us right now. And I'm like, no, I'm not following you. You can't force me to follow you. At 6 a.m., I have a right to see the charges and I have a right to see my lawyer. So he asked 2 Mopol. Mopol are people they call mobile policemen. They are known for being ruthless. And we call them kill and go in those days. And they're still called kill and go now. It's as simple as that. They kill people and just go away. So he said, grab him, and I didn't have my clothes on, so I insisted, said I'm not leaving without. So when it became very, very riotous, he asked him to carry me, and he then took my hand and bent my hand backwards, tried to carry me, and that was the point at which my right hand was injured. And when they discovered that they'd done that, 2 other policemen in that contingent then asked that CSP to calm down. He then helped me take my shirt and helped me wear my shirt. And I then said, I have to brush my teeth. That was another provocation to this CSP. Said, no, client. So they came back and dragged me again and carried my things and drove me to another cell in a place called IRT. They call it Abattoir. That's the popular name. So when he got there, he asked him to put me in the cell, and this ones also went and arranged. But when they were arranging to put me inside, I told them that I broken my hand and I need treatment. So they were shocked and scared. So they then subsequently allowed me to treat myself. So I got somebody to get me bandage, and we had someone help me just fix it because I know they won't provide any treatment. I've seen them do that. So doing that, since we are digital citizens, I took a picture of it and had people post it, and that seems to have changed the whole issue because the moment the picture of my bandage hand came went out, I saw a different reaction. They got very angry and they got confused, and then it then came and moved me into a cell with Fulani herdsmen. Actually, they will refer to the cell as Fulani herdsmen cell. Just as a way of their own way of describing the notoriety of the cell, kidnappers. And while I was there, they sent doctors from the police. One doctor, he had a face mask, and they asked me to see him. When I saw him, I just sat there and lambasted him. I said, "You must be a foolish doctor to think that some of your people will break my hand and I will then submit myself to your treatment. Do I look like someone you can do this to?" And so they packed their things and went. I told them I have a doctor. They should allow me to talk to my doctor to come and treat me. They didn't answer me because I didn't have phones at that point. They were checking everywhere to see if I had phones. They were harassing me and made no provision for food. So that was how the day went. But I knew that based on what happened, there was a lot of confusion. So the next day, as you all are aware, same thing, same reaction, knee-jerk reactions up and down. They brought in more policemen to IRT. They had detectives checking everywhere to see how I was operating. And then they were harassing some other policemen that they said might have helped me to treat myself. They were doing all kinds of things. And then at the point, as it is typical of them, they went and brought in the afternoon some media people led by CP, one Shogunle, and they wanted to come with their video media crew to make it look like nothing happened to me. But I knew it in advance, and the moment they walked in, I shut that down. When that didn't work, they came again with 3 fresh petitions. And the same thing, I shut it down. I said, "You guys are foolish. Otherwise, when you find yourself in a hole, don't buy a digger. You're digging yourself deeper into this. It's not going to work." So they left. Then a few hours later, they came again and then showed me what they said was my detention order from a magistrate court. And they said I'm supposed to be in detention for 14 days, which would mean that I won't leave detention until August 16th or thereabout. So same thing, I told the guy he was foolish, the guy who brought it. He was a senior police officer, the one who had interrogated me on Wednesday. So we're talking about Friday now. And then he served me charges, 2 counts, that I forged police wireless document. Firstly, the charges did not involve the petition by the IG's mistress. It was another cyber bullying charge. I didn't even take time to read it. So when that was it was about 5:30 p.m. when they was about to leave. One of my lawyers, AK Musa, turned to him and said, "Well, I think you have realized your folly. You have now charged him to Federal High Court. So the idea of keeping him in detention using a magistrate court, which you now realize have no jurisdiction over cybercrime, shows that that has expired." So it was at that point that everything changed, and he agreed that I could go on bail. And in accent, I told him, he said I should provide somebody, and I know where they were going. They'll grant you bail, and then they'll ask you to provide somebody that you can't find. But I'd made a promise that nobody in the police force will ever ask me to go and provide somebody to bail me who is a civil servant with 300 million naira house. So I told him, I said, "I hope you're not going that route again." So they left. And before you knew it, it was around 7:30. The IPO came with the bail papers, asked me to sign it. My younger brother was around, so they let him be my shorty for the night. I told that one, my brother, I said, I don't know why you're worrying yourself, but he said, hey, it doesn't cost us anything, just signature. So we signed, and that's how I left the police detention. Only to wake up the next day and see that they're still doing their normal or usual foolishness. They're still issuing statements saying I committed crime, I wasn't tortured in detention. But in the course of it, some other revelations have happened. We now know that the police is effectively getting a lot of money from the United Nations. One of them is UNODOC. I don't know their full meaning. And I think it is time to pursue some of these organizations or the European unions who are funding them, because one of uh, one of the uh, one of the conditions for some of those funding is that they don't engage in torture. And here we have proof that policemen have gone to torture someone who hasn't committed a crime. Even people who are known to have committed crime cannot be tortured. That's international position on torture. So this is in a nutshell what I went through this last week. Uh, I don't want to take too much of your time, but that's my submission, because I know uh, they won't stop, and I'm also not going to stop. They know that. They said that much to me, that we know you won't stop this, and we're going to keep coming after you. Uh, so we have to be prepared, because there's a lot of work to do in this country. The country is broken. It has to be fixed, and it can't be fixed just by complacency. So I just want you guys to know that. That's my submission, moderator.
Yes, yes. And thank you so much for letting us know what has happened. And I do agree that Nigeria needs urgent change. The country needs to be working. People need to be on wages. The roads need fixing. The infrastructure needs fixing. Everything needs fixing. But before I go to the avowed, I just wanted to follow up and ask how the glasses that were stolen from you and your wrist, have you been able to see a doctor? Have you had the chance to gain access to your glasses? What's happening around that?
So before we left, I told them that they must return my glasses. Um, you can't trust them. Uh, but they said they have taken note of that. I also did request for them to end the stupid charges against the end bad governance guys of 2024. And do you know they also have seized my passport since January, right? So that they must return my passport to me immediately, because I don't have any reason to even discuss anything with them other than how fast we can get rid of these criminals in this country. So yes, these conversations were had on that last day before I was released. I made it clear that they can't get away with my glasses. So they just said, "Oh, we've taken note of all these things." Uh, that I made it very clear that our position will not change on the tenure of the IGP and other issues affecting the police, including the condition of serving and also retired policemen. So our positions are very clear. But yes, I did raise that. And with regards to medical assistance, I saw a doctor yesterday. So I have a bunch of medicines given to me that I'm taking, including analgesic care. So that's been addressed, and if I need to go back to doctor, I'll go back. Yes.
Great, great. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. The avowed, please. 3 minutes.
Yep. Good day, host. Good day, Sowore. Good day, comrades. Good day, Nigerians. Good day, Nigerians. Yeah. I think if there's anything I'm to take away from this submission is the fact that in addition to your fearlessness, and looking at the authority on your persons in the eye and telling them the truth. It's the fact that you know your rights. Right? You're well educated, you know your rights. You stand your ground, you're not easily cowed. And my only sincere wish is if the average Nigerian, if most Nigerians could exhibit that same level of fearlessness, that same level of knowledge of their rights, and aligning with a movement that has the legal and media clout to fight for their fundamental human rights, then this country will not be the mess we're currently facing. Yes, that's been my position. Sure, I think for me, your fearlessness combined with your knowledge of the law and, of course, your vast field of knowledge, particularly your fearlessness, I feel, I think this should be a course to be studied in the school, to be studied. This is a very relevant skill, and I'll say this is a bit of my observation, and I may be wrong. It comes across to me as though the typical Nigerian seems not to know their rights. That's why they are cheated by the system and easily intimidated and cowed and oppressed. In addition to that, I mean, yeah, I think they easily give up. They just cower in their corner and bow to authority, whether good or bad. So, how do we move the psyche of Nigerians where it is currently to your kind of mindset where the average Nigerian can look the oppressor in the eye and tell them the truth, right? Not caring whose ox is God. How do we move to that point? That's my humble question to you, sir. Thank you.
Well, thank you about. I think this is the reason why we consistently do what we do, and we escalate it and amplify it to the public to say, look, you can stand up for your right. But I'll tell you, it's not easy for a nobody in Nigeria to be confronted at 6 a.m. with 8 policemen, and you see your life flashing in your front, and knowing that you don't have any recourse to justice and still stand your ground. It takes a lot to do that. I have to tell you, at the point, going by the way they were behaving, I was already like thinking, oh my, this might be another Steve Biko kind of detention situation where they just slam you on the ground and they break your spinal cord and claim that you kill yourself. So, or give some other explanation. But I was always ready for the worst. That's I expect the worst and hope for the best. That's my life. So, and I remember telling the guy who carried it out. I said, interestingly, and there was a part that skipped my attention when I was explaining what happened. The police also sent somebody to come and investigate what happened, but he wasn't interested in investigating. I later found out he's also a DSP. He was sent from Olumuyiwa Adejobi's office to come, not to find out what happened to me, but to find out how I got bandage. And you can see they have been telling the lies that I brought the bandage myself. But when I arrived at the venue of the interrogation or interview, they checked my bag. They checked my bag 3 times. And they did an inventory of whatever was in my bag. But maybe they forgot that. But that was what the guy came to do. They're not interested. So what I'm trying to say is that you have to have extraordinary courage. Like, you have to be almost like on a suicide mission to deal with the police, 8 policemen who came with the instruction to either subjugate you or kill you. Because that's what that guy came to do. There's no question about it. And by the time I saw him again, they brought him back. He was supposed to come and confront me in that new interview that we were set up. But I guess when they saw the way I spoke convincingly, they didn't bring him up. But I saw him in a corner sulking, explaining that, oh, he never did anything to Sowore. I think at that point, maybe they had dumped him. Who knows? But I can't say. So, but I'm just explaining to you that it takes a lot more. We just spoke to a young lady now who, being confronted with a few things, don't even want to do anything anymore. That was why she didn't tell us that they had told her when it was reported that she was giving too much. She said, "No, I don't want to get involved in this anymore," and all that. And one thing that one of our brothers didn't mention was that when we went there to Lagos to be with her, the DSS had a plan to take her to Abuja if we hadn't come. They wanted to do a show on TV where she will apologize to the president, and but it was because of our presence that didn't happen. Most people didn't know this. So it takes a lot to fight a terrible system like ours, but it takes a lot more to remain in it, to keep getting beaten down, and you stand up and they beat you down, and then they lie against you, and you have a public, quite honestly, that is willing to accept subjugation. That's also the truth. And you mentioned that a lot of people are willing to just accept subjugation and move on with their lives, rather than stare subjugation and oppression in the face and say, give them a middle finger. And sometimes, say to them, we'll fight it out. So it's a lot. But the reason we keep doing this is to show example to people that we can fight back, that you can fight the state and win. It's one of the things I told the interrogator guy, who I'm sure took a contract to humiliate me. He must have convinced the IG that he can do this, but I don't think he feels the same way anymore. I asked him, I said, "Where is Buhari today?" Because Buhari did worse to me, when he was in power. They arrested me, detained me for 5 months. They were sending Amajiris after me because I go to court to witness Nnamdi Kanu's trial. They came to they came to court to abduct me in this Abuja. Buhari government did it in 2019. So what is it that they haven't done to me before? But I keep standing, and in standing, I hope more people can learn and stand as well, because you can really stand up to oppression in life. If we have the numbers, this would have been over a long time ago. So thank you for your submission.
Yes, I do agree. I had a space actually 2 weeks ago, and I was explaining that I think I was a civic, and I did say that they're teaching me these things in school. One of my courses that I'm doing, it's strictly politics. They talk about what protest is. They talk about what revolution is. They talk about act of resistance. Through writing, through music like Fela Kuti, you have Shem Kuti, and so much more. You have people like you who are speaking out, attending those protests, and people understand that the power lies with the people and not those in power.
Yes.
The government are to serve. It's their obligation. It's a must that they're to serve the people and not the other way around. And people also forget that their vote is very, very important. If you want change, it starts with you as well, not just one person. Everybody has to be together. Remove all these tribal talks, all this bigotry and all that. It's not helping any of us. If you notice, the country is in chaos right now. It's not working. It's not moving. No jobs. Everything's expensive. And you were not born to suffer. You're born to progress in life, to live a good life and die in peace. So why are we submitting ourselves to suffering? Why are we praising people? Why people who are meant to do the basics? Why are we praising when they fix a road and everybody shouting, "Oh, the best governor on earth"? No, that is actually his or her job. It's what they're meant to give you in order to survive in a country. So, yeah.
The other day I saw a banner for a local government council, right? They call it their council. That's the equivalent of local government in Nigeria. I saw them advertising for people who are interested in, training to be aerospace engineers, right? No formal qualifications required. Just come and train for like 3 months or so. And you already find people placing you to be an aerospace engineer, in that industry. This is what forward-thinking nations are doing for their residents. But in Nigeria, you have local governments, you have house of reps empowering people with wheelbarrows and blenders and sewing machines. Like, why are we circling so much? I mean, for this mediocrity, why? And we have so much resources. Like, we are starving in paradise. That's the paradox here. We are starving in paradise. It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy.
Yes, I agree. Okay, let's get on to more speakers quickly because it's already not 6:54. That's on my time. Sorry.
Yeah, you are at liberty to start wrapping up, please.
Yes. Okay, we'll have Chooks quickly, and then we'll start rounding up. Mr. Chooks, are you there?
Hello? Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Hello. So, all right. Good evening. Yeah. Before I proceed further, I would like to ask Mr. Sowore a question.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay.
Yes, please.
All right. There's an article I saw on the media that Sowore was sent by a foreign media, to distract us for this miserable government. Is that true?
Can you repeat what you just said again, please?
So I need to say that.
Yeah, I saw an article on the media that Sowore was sent by the government to distract us.
Which government?
Media.
Which government?
I don't know actually. I just saw it. I felt some.
So if you see something like that, are you not supposed to also think through yourself before you repeat such jargons? I think there's a lot of rubbish, but people are entitled to put out whatever rubbish they want to put up. But I don't think some of you who are educated enough should be repeating the same rubbish. I apologize. I didn't mean to insult you, but it doesn't make sense. It's the way you should look at it is, who was the foreign media that was sponsoring me, or the government that was sponsoring me in 1993 or 1995 or 1996 or 1998 or beyond then? Who were there? So I just think you can use a little bit of common sense.
Yes. Yes. I've said it, and I'll still say it again. Anybody posting stuff about Mr. Sowore, ask comrades, ask the right questions. Don't just believe what they say, because you can agree that the media in Nigeria right now, to me, it's as if they're being paid to just post specific things. Things that would draw attention to people, and everybody starts carrying, and how it is. But okay, Godwin, we have you, and then Enila, and that's our speakers for today. If you didn't get a chance to speak, please, we'll be definitely having more Freedom Republic spaces here, and everybody will get a chance to talk.
Can you see Mr. Ayodeji from your side?
Who?
Can you see Mr. Ayodeji? Mr. Ayodeji.
Yeah, he's up on the speaker. Yeah, he's up.
All right.
All right, Godwin, please.
Godwin just came up actually. I think Godwin is jumping.
You can check everywhere.
Let's move it. Let's move right to other speakers, shall we?
Okay. I think I'm here now. So good evening, everyone. Please, am I audible?
Yes, please.
Okay. Good evening. To all the speakers and other listeners. Good evening, comrade, President, Mr. Omoyele Sowore. Please, I just have a simple question I want to ask. What do you think we can do to revive the minds of the irredeemable citizens we have in the country? The ones who say the truth, but yet they keep on believing the lies. And how do you think that we can redeem them to the light? Thank you. This is my question.
I don't think we're a religious organization. We are a movement. And the way movement work is to conscientize, to educate, mobilize citizenry. And that's what we've been doing. There are some people that you can't redeem. I have to tell you that. But the good news these days is that we're getting more and more hands, more and more minds, more and more people on the side of the truth. What we do is to keep doing what we know how to do, which is telling the truth at all times and engaging fiercely without compromise and with absolute courage against oppression. And I'm sure that the more of us are doing that consistently and fervently, the more people will join us. And when we get the numbers one day, all of this will be over. That's just my hope that very soon we get numbers. Very soon, there's a lot of distractions out there. The people we're up against are not just anyhow people. Well, they're anyhow, but they're also very powerful. They're rich, so they can spend whatever they need to spend just to make sure that they drown out our voices or misrepresents our interests or character, so that people will not focus on what they should focus on. Instead of be focusing on what is irrelevant. I've seen that happen a lot, but I'm not. Some of you may be new to it, but I'm not new to it. So, yeah.
Yes. And those are our last speakers for now. Thank you once again, Mr. Sowore, for coming up to joining us. It's not been an easy road for you, but you are our big hope, and I hope and pray that our citizens do not continue to give up. We will push forward, because if you want Nigeria better, it takes a lot. And like I said, everybody's hands together. We have to stand together against all this oppression, because it's not how we're meant to be living. I genuinely can't wrap my head around all this. It's crazy, So please, guys.
Please try and reach out to us. You can reach out through my DM and through Chichi, Civic Space, Unstoppable. All of the people who are outlets out there where you can reach us. We would like to do something between Monday or Tuesday, but I think it's most likely Tuesday.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anila is waving.